students, welcome back. Let us continue with chapter 14, statistics. We were taking a look at the presentation of data in the previous classes where we learned about ascending and descending order and ungrouped frequency. So this is the second method of statistics wherein you organize your data, the first one being collection. Now ascending descending order was feasible for very small amount of data where you just put the observations in ascending or descending order, right? And ungrouped frequency was for a comparatively larger amount of observation, but not really a lot of observations. So in the previous example, I think there were 30 observations and we just had to denote the duplicate entries just once and write down their counts besides them. That helped us for analysis. But now for number of observations like these are like 100 records. Using an ascending descending order for representation purpose, it's totally unfeasible, it's out of the question. Even for ungrouped frequency, you still cannot be sure whether you're doing it right or not because there would be so many duplicate entries. So we proceed to the third method, which is grouped frequency, and question 3, that is example 3 in your textbooks on page 241 explains it well. So let's read out the question, which states that 100 plants each were planted in 100 schools during one Mahotsav. After 1 month, the number of plants that survived are as follows. So there are 100 schools and in each of the 100 schools, 100 plants were planted. Alright. Now, after 1 month, we checked how many plants survived out of the 100 in each of the school. So it was, this activity was performed during one Mahotsav, means an event for plants. So one meaning jungle and Mahotsav means event or occasion. So now in school 1, number of plants that survived out of 100 is 95. In school 2 it was 67. Maybe school 3 had unfavorable conditions for the survival of plants. So the number of plants that survived was just 28. So what we are going to do is we are going to use group frequency table to denote these observations. So what we will do is I'm going to take a look at the smallest entry and the largest entry. Now if you can see, this is the smallest entry and this one is the largest entry out here, right? So I'm going to group or condense my data such that my observation and analysis becomes very simple and for the counting also becomes very simple. So let's see how I do this. I take the value 20 to 29. Why am I taking 20 to 29? Because my smallest entry is 28. So I'm just trying to take the largest group possible in which the smallest entry will fit over here. And then I continue taking equal class intervals or equal groups. For example, if you've been given 10 chocolates and you have to distribute it among 5 students, then you're going to give 2 to each, right? Similarly, for 100 entries, I'm doing 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89 and 90 to 99. But you must be wondering why did I split starting from 20? Because when I gave you the example that I have to distribute 10 sweets among 5 students, I divided them into two groups of each, right? But what is happening over here? I have taken it from 20 to 29 and not from 10 to 19 or something like that. Why? Because I do not have any entry between 10 to 19, right? Which is why I have started from 20 to 29 or 10 to, yes, from 1 to 9 and 10 to 19 because there is no entry from 1 to 19, which is why I have this. So what is this entry called? Each of these entry is going to be consistent throughout and it is known as the class or class interval. So 20 to 29, 30 to 39, these are known as class or class interval. Now when I count the numbers from 20 to 29, let's count 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. How many numbers? 10. So this is known as the class size, the class width or size. So 20 to 29 total count is the class size or class width. Another thing, the first entry in the row is known as the lower limit or the lower class limit, and the second entry is known as the upper limit or upper class limit. Right? So 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, they all are the lower class limit for each of the class interval, whereas 29, 39, 49, 59, 69, 79, 89, 99, they are the upper class limit for each of the class intervals. So I have done with condensing my data for the number of plants. Now for tally marks, what I'm going to do is each entry that belongs in this class, I'm going to mark a stroke instead of keeping it memorized inside my mind. So let's check. I'm going to erase this for now. Now between 20 to 29, 28, so 1. Then the second row, none. Third row, none. Fourth row, none. Fifth row, none. Sixth row, none. Seventh row, yes. So I'll strike it off and I'll write 1 tally mark out here. Then this row, yes, 1. What about the last row? None of the entries. So this count is going to be, we have 3 strokes, so I'm going to say number of schools in which only plants between 20 to 29 survived is 3. Now let's proceed to the other class interval, which is 30 to 39. So let's check. You will have 32, so 1. Then you have 33, so 1. Then in the second row, we have another one, so 3. Then 38, 4. Anything else here? Then you have 37. Now I have 4 counts over here. If I keep adding the number of tally marks, it's going to be very difficult for me. So what I do is, once you get the 5th entry, you're just going to strike it off. So 4 lines with a strike means you have 5 entries. So we are going to even group our tally marks. Now let's check. This row, none. This row, none. This row, yes. Then you have 36, so another one. Then you have 38, so another one. Then you have 39, so another one. Then you have 35, so again a group of 5. Okay. Then let's continue. You have another entry, 1. Then there is another entry, so 2. Okay. Here, none. And you have 2 entries out here, 34 and 36. So you have 5 plus 5, 10 and 4 strokes. So this is going to be 14. Now let's proceed to the other group, 40 to 49. So you have 1. Then you have another entry, 2. Then you have 40 and 40, so 2. Okay. Then another one, so 5. Here you have 49, so another one. Okay. Then you have another one here, so another stroke here, 42. Then continuing, 43 and 45, so 2 more, so 1 and 2, you have 5. And you have 42. And the last row, you have 49. So 5 plus 5, 10, plus 2, 12. Let's proceed to the group 50 to 59. So let's check in the first row, 50 to 59, none. Second row, none. Third row, none. Fourth row, 1. So I'll put 1 entry out here. Then none. Then over here, 2. Then 3. Then this row, none. Then this row you have 2. So let's take 2. You get a group of 5. Then here, none. then here none, then here none, and you get 1 out here in the last row, then you get another one, 55, which lies between 50 to 55, and 52, which lies between this group 50 to 59. So now this count is 5 plus 3, which is 8. Let's proceed to 60 to 69. So all the entries that lie between the group 60 to 69. Let's check. You have 1, 2, 3 here in the first row itself. So 1, 2 and 3. Then 1 here in the second row. Then you have 1. So mark this as 5. Then you have 2 entries here. So another 2. Let's check here. You have 65, which lies between 60 to 69. Then you have 64. So another one. Then you have another one here. So 5. And 82. Then 62. So you start again with the new group of tally marks. And you have 69. And 66. 83, then you have 66. It's okay if you miss out anything in between. We will always come back to whatever is left and make modifications in the group. So if you've left out anything in between, that's fine. So you have 69 here, another group, then you have 66, sorry, you have 66. Okay, I see another 68 over here, so one more. Have we left out anything? Okay, we'll come back to it if we've left out anything. Let's move on with the other group, that is 70 to 79. So let's check 70 to 79. You have 76. Then you have none here, then 1 entry here, then 1 entry here. So as in when you mark strikes, you have to put a respective tally mark in the group. If you miss out on any, then it's going to be very difficult. You will have to rewrite everything and redo, and which will be very time consuming. So 73, got my 4, then 76, so there's another group of 5, and this row 1, this row 2, none, then this row we got 1, 3, 4, that's okay, 5, anything else? Okay, so we sorted. Here we have 10 entries. Let's write down the number of the count over here. So you have 10, 15 and 2, 17. 80 to 89, let's check. 80 to 89. We had 67 out here. So 67 will go over here. So this will become 18. Okay, 80 to 89, let's check. None. So you have 1, then you have 2, and then you have 3. Okay, let's move on. Then 4, and then 5. So one group of tally marks of 5. Then another one, you start with another group of tally marks. Then you have 2, then you have 3, then you have 4, then you have 5. So 5, I'm going to strike this off. Okay, sorted. Now starting again, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Again we'll start with a new group of tally marks if we find more entries. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2 and 3. So what's the total count here? 5, 10, 15, 20 and 3 makes it 23. Now let's check the last interval, which is 90 to 99. Now you might make a mistake of whatever is remaining, you might just take the total count and write that down. That is wrong, because if there are certain entries that you might have missed out. For example, I had missed out on the entry 67 over here and my count was 17. So if you would just say that, okay, out of 100 you will total this and you will just put the number of entries here of whatever is remaining, then it's very likely that your answer might be wrong. You are going to go by striking out each entry, and then you will get to know that whatever is left, then in which class interval or class it belongs. So let's start. You have 95, then you have 98, 2, then you have 96, 3, then you have 95, 4, 92, 5. Let's start again. In this row, none. In this row, we have 1. Then you have 2. Okay. Nothing here. Then you have 3. None. Then none. None. You have 92. Then you have 91. 5. Then 93, another one, then 90, 2, and I guess that's about it. Is any entry that's missing out? I don't think we have missed out any entry, but just in case you're not sure that you've missed out any entry, because sometimes everything looks striked off because there are so many strikes, and if you might have left one entry, then you might never know that you've missed. So how do you validate whether you have cancelled out each entry and taken it account into the frequency table or the group frequency table? What you're going to do is you're going to maintain a total. So total will help us validate. We see the account that we want is 100. So let's check whether we have made appropriate entries for each class. So we have entries, 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 and there's an entry here. So 12. Now let's do the total. 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 10, 17, 17 plus 8, 25, then 28 plus 2, 30. So small 3 over here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this validates our count of 100 schools, right? So this is not about 100 plants but 100 schools, because see the columns over here, number of schools. So now this confirms, the total of 100 confirms that our entries is right. So what we have done is we have condensed our data into different classes. This helps us simplify our observation, as well as we can take a look at the whatever the entries are or the groups at a single glance. For example, if I was supposed to say that in which schools, in which entries did the number of plants that survived were more than 50%. So more than 50% is over here, here, here and here, right? So in these, so the number of schools in which more than 50% of plants survived was in the class intervals 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89, 90 to 99. So we're going to add the number of schools. 8 plus 18 plus 10 plus 23 plus 12. So 8 plus 18, 26, plus 10, 36, 36 plus 23 is 39 and 59, then 60, 61 and 71. So 50% plus plants survived in 71 schools. Similarly, you can find the number of number of schools in which less than 50% plants survive. For that, you're going to take the total of these entries. So that is going to be 14 plus 3, 17, 17 plus 2 is going to be 29. So this was about grouped frequency. So please take a look at the solution, and we'll take a look at the other examples in the forthcoming lectures. Thank you.
Hope this video increased your knowledge. For more such videos and a completely free educational content, log on to www.epathshala.org or visit our ePathshala YouTube channel. We have each and every question solved for maths, physics, chemistry and biology. So subscribe our channel, share with your friends, like our Facebook page and follow our Twitter handle for regular updates and important educational tips, and also win ePathshala goodies. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe this channel and enjoy the freedom of education.